Have you ever felt like getting rich is, I don't know, purely a matter of luck?
Or maybe just raw talent.
Exactly. Or, just being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's common feeling.
Well, what if that's not the whole picture? What if it's actually, well, more predictable? Maybe even a science.
Interesting way to put it.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into Reuben Juma Onunga's book, Practical Science of Getting Rich, applying Waddell's principles today.
Right.
And Onunga essentially takes these timeless ideas from Wallace D. Waddell's classic,
A foundational text for many.
and he makes them really practical, really actionable for us today.
He really does.
Yeah.
And his core idea is that wealth isn't just some accident,
Yeah.
right? He calls it the inevitable outcome of alignment. Alignment of your thoughts, faith, gratitude, vision.
So quite a few things to align.
Yeah, and your actions and service, too.
Yeah.
All aligned with what he terms the unchanging laws of the universe.
And importantly, it's not framed as just, selfish indulgence.
No, not at all. It's about fuller living, greater contribution, and deeper joy. That's the goal he puts forward.
That feels like a really important distinction. So our mission for you listening is to pull out the key nuggets from Onunga's work.
Yeah, the actionable stuff.
We want to help you see wealth less like a lottery ticket and more like, well, a predictable result you can actually work towards.
Something you can build.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So Onunga kicks off with this really bold statement. You have the right to be rich.
Which can sound a bit jarring, can it?
It really can. For a lot of people, that might sound selfish, maybe even, I don't know, unspiritual.
Absolutely. There's centuries of conditioning around that.
So how does he actually flip that idea on its head? How does he argue it's, fundamental?
Well, it is a radical statement precisely because we're often taught to view wealth with suspicion, like wanting it is somehow wrong. But Onunga says, no, look, life itself is meant for abundance in your body, your mind, your spirit. And poverty, he argues, actually cripples those possibilities. It holds you back.
Right. It limits potential.
Exactly. Think about nature. A tree doesn't apologize for growing tall, right?
Good point.
Or a river for flowing fully. Nature expands. And Onunga's insight here, which is really fascinating, is that true spirituality isn't about glorifying being poor or lacking things. It's about using abundance, using resources to serve and bless others more effectively. You can just do more good when you have the means.
So it's less about greed and more about capacity. Capacity to live fully, contribute meaningfully.
Precisely.
And it's right. It's not connected to where you came from. Your
Yeah.
background is universal.
Completely universal. It's about shedding that limiting belief that wealth is reserved for, I don't know, a chosen few.
Okay.
Onunga says the universe isn't stingy. It's like this overflowing source ready for anyone who aligns with its principles.
Awareness and action, he mentions.
Yes, you need both. You have to claim that right with clarity, with faith, and critically, this wealth isn't meant to be hoarded.
All right. You mentioned circulation.
Yeah, like blood in the body. It
Yeah.
needs to flow through giving, investing, creating value. It's dynamic.
That really does reframe the whole thing. Okay. So if claiming our right is step one, where next? Onunga says it's all about the mind.
Ah, yes, the mental game.
He introduces this idea he calls thinking in the certain way. What does he mean by that exactly?
So the certain way isn't just like occasional positive thinking, it's deeper.
Okay.
Onunga's insight is that your mind acts like a kind of magnet.
A magnet. How so?
Well, he means cultivating a really steady, disciplined habit of thought, one that's rooted in faith, guided by a clear vision, and sustained by gratitude. It's about consistently holding your mind on abundance and actively refusing to let fear or limitation take root.
So no flip-flopping between belief and doubt.
Exactly. He warns that scattered thoughts, believing one day, doubting the next, they basically cancel out your creative power. The universe, he says, responds to certainty. Unwavering certainty, not wishy-washy thinking.
I think we can all relate to those scattered thoughts sometimes. And he also talks about seeing beyond appearances. What's that about?
That's about mental reframing. It's not denying where you are right now, even if it's challenging.
Right.
But it's about consciously overriding those circumstances with the reality you're choosing to build.
So focusing on the goal, not the current obstacles.
Precisely. Looking past the visible stuff and trusting the invisible process that's unfolding. He uses the farmer analogy. The farmer sees bare soil after planting, but trusts the seed is growing.
I like that.
It's like exercising mental sovereignty. You decide what your future reality is, regardless of today's facts.
Okay, now this next distinction Onunga makes feels really core. Creative thought versus competitive thought. Why is that so important for building wealth?
Oh, it's absolutely vital. The competitive mind, as Onunga explains it, sees wealth like a limited pie.
Right, if I get a slice, you get less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That leads to scarcity thinking, envy, fear. But the creative mind, it operates differently.
How?
It knows wealth is infinite, expansive. It asks questions like, what new value can I bring? What can I build? How can I serve in a way that creates more for everyone?
So it's not about taking, it's about creating.
Perfectly put. Think about inventors, entrepreneurs who built whole new industries. They didn't just take existing wealth, they expanded the whole economic landscape.
They bake new pies, basically.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's about contribution, not competition for limited resources. Like the principle, be fruitful and multiply.
Okay, so operating from that creative space,
Mm-hmm.
where does gratitude fit in? Onunga calls it the fertile soil of wealth. That sounds important.
It's foundational. Gratitude immediately shifts your whole state, your energy, into harmony with abundance.
How does it do that?
Well, it quiets that inner voice constantly saying, I don't have enough.
The lack narrative.
Yes. And it replaces it with a focus on what you do have. This posture signals to the universe, you could say, that you're receptive to more blessings.
And it protects against envy.
Absolutely. When you're grateful, you can genuinely celebrate someone else's success as proof of what's possible for you too, instead of feeling threatened or resentful.
That's powerful.
And practically, he suggests simple things, like keeping a gratitude journal, just jotting down things you're thankful for. It really shifts your focus from lack to overflow.
Makes sense. So mindset is sorted with thinking in a certain way. Now, moving towards actually making things happen. Clear vision, faith, and purpose.
Right, the blueprint and the fuel.
Onunga really hammers home the need for a clear vision. Why isn't just vaguely wanting something better good enough?
Because, as he puts it, the universe cannot respond to uncertainty.
Okay.
Think about ordering clothes from a tailor. You wouldn't just say, make me something nice.
Yeah, you'd need specifics.
Exactly. Fabric, style, measurements. Similarly, with wealth, you need to define precisely what you want. How much, what's its purpose, by when.
Get crystal clear.
Crystal clear. And it's not just defining it once. You
Yeah.
have to hold that vision consistently, visualize it, feel it. And crucially, resist the urge to give up if results don't show up immediately.
Patience is needed.
Yes, because doubt is the enemy here. Onunga says it weakens your magnetic pull. It introduces static into the signal you're sending out.
You can't hit a target you can't see, right?
Yeah.
So vision is the target. How do faith and purpose underpin this? They're like the foundation.
Twin foundations, exactly. Faith, in Onunga's terms, isn't just hoping. It's certainty in unseen realities.
Spiritual eyesight, he calls it.
Yes, seeing beyond your current situation. But, and this is key, this faith isn't just blind belief. It needs to be anchored in purpose.
Anchored in purpose.
Meaning,
Meaning you need to know why you want the wealth. What's the deeper reason? Is it freedom? Helping others? Funding a dream? Living more fully?
your why.
Exactly. When you know your why, your belief becomes incredibly resilient. Purpose gives faith direction and strength, helping you overcome those natural enemies, doubt and fear.
And how do you cultivate that faith? He suggests things like affirmations, consistent visualization, and again, that practice of gratitude, keeping your mind focused on the desired end.
And crucially, he links faith directly to doing something. Faith without works is dead.
Absolutely non-negotiable. Faith isn't passive wishing.
It demands action.
If you truly believe the seed you planted will grow, you water it, you tend the soil, right?
Makes sense.
If you believe wealth is on its way, you act accordingly now. Your faith shows up in the purposeful steps you take every single day.
Which leads us perfectly into the next part. The execution. Acting in a certain way.
The bridge, as he calls it.
Yes, the bridge between the invisible and the visible. So what does this acting actually look like on a practical level?
Acting in a certain way essentially means do what you can do right where you are with whatever you currently have.
Okay, start now.
And do it excellently. Don't wait for some perfect condition or grand opportunity to magically appear before you start giving your best.
So, no waiting for the big break.
No. He uses the parable of the talents to illustrate this. Remember, the servants who used what they had well were given more.
Right, use what you've got effectively.
Exactly. It's about being decisive, efficient, persistent in your current tasks, all while holding that faith and vision.
So the question for you listening becomes, Are your daily actions, your habits, actually aligned with where you want to go?
Or are you kind of holding back, waiting for something external to change before you really commit your energy and
I
excellence?
think many of us fall into that trap sometimes.
Yeah.
Can you give us a concrete example? What does this look like day to day?
Sure. Okay, say you're an employee. Acting in the certain way means doing your current job with utmost excellence. Not just for the paycheck, but
Yeah.
seeing it as an investment in your bigger vision,
Yeah.
as practice, as building momentum.
Okay. What if you own a business?
Then it's serving every single client exceptionally well, seeing each interaction as a gateway to greater opportunity and fortune.
Even small interactions matter.
Absolutely. Or if you're a student, it's studying with the mindset of someone who is already becoming a future wealth creator, treating every task, no matter how mundane it seems,
Yeah.
with diligence, efficiency, and the inner confidence that this specific action is leading you directly towards your goal. This purposeful action, infused with faith, has a kind of magnetic quality itself. It attracts resources, people, opportunities.
That's a really powerful way to frame everyday work. Okay, let's broaden the scope. How does this personal pursuit connect outwards? Onunga introduces this concept, the impression of increase.
Ah, yes. This is fascinating.
Sounds intriguing. How does this principle actually work?
It's about consciously aiming to leave every single person you interact with feeling somehow enlarged, uplifted, maybe inspired.
Giving them the impression of increase.
Exactly. And crucially, this comes from a genuine place of abundance and generosity within you. It's not about manipulation or fake positivity.
Authenticity matters.
Immensely. When people sense that being around you brings possibility, progress, that they feel better or more capable, they're naturally drawn to you. Onunga's view is that people, opportunities, resources, they all gravitate towards those who make them feel more. It builds incredible loyalty and goodwill.
So it's not just in business deals, but everyday interactions.
Everywhere. A genuine compliment, truly celebrating someone else's win, offering encouragement, just leaving a little trace of upliftment and possibility wherever you go.
That creates quite a ripple effect, doesn't it?
A huge one.
So connecting this to the bigger picture,
Mm.
how does this principle naturally lead into what Onunga calls combining science and service?
Well, it underscores that real sustainable riches aren't built on just taking or selfish gain.
Okay.
They emerge when you consistently apply these universal laws, the mindset, the action, the vision, to create genuine value for others, to solve problems, to uplift humanity in some way.
So service is integral.
Absolutely. If you look at almost any great lasting fortune, it flowed from providing something valuable, a service, a product, an innovation that helped people.
Food, transport, communication.
Exactly. It's about creating mutual abundance. You prosper as others prosper through the value you provide. Your wealth then becomes, in a sense, a divine trust.
A trust.
Yeah, a resource to enrich not just yourself, but many others. Service becomes the natural, meaningful channel for applying the science of getting rich.
So it's not just about accumulation, it's really about contribution and elevation. That makes a lot of sense.
It adds a whole layer of meaning, doesn't it?
It really does.
Mm.
Finally, Onunga wraps things up by saying, this isn't just a set of techniques you use once in a while, it's a way of life.
Right. It's about integrating it fully.
So what does living the science actually look like day to day?
It means consistent daily application of all these threads we've talked about.
Yep.
It's waking up with a clear sense of purpose, carrying that feeling of gratitude throughout your day, holding your vision clearly in mind, consciously thinking and acting in that certain way,
An outward focus.
and actively looking for ways to serve and uplift others, giving that impression of increase.
It sounds like a constant practice.
It is. And Onunga also stresses balance. True wealth isn't just money. It includes vibrant health, strong relationships, peace of mind.
The whole picture.
Exactly. When these principles become deeply ingrained habits, like breathing, that's when he says wealth stops feeling like a struggle. It just flows more naturally into your experience.
Wow. What an illuminating journey through England. Reuben Juma Onunga's practical science of getting rich.
It really covers a lot of ground.
It's such a powerful reminder that wealth isn't necessarily this random, arbitrary thing. It's presented as a science of alignment.
Alignment is the key word.
We've touched on reclaiming your right to be rich, cultivating that certain way of thinking,
Moving from competitive to creative thought.
holding that clear vision, acting with faith and purpose,
Radiating that impression of increase.
and ultimately tying it all together with service.
And this alignment, yeah, it takes discipline, it takes consistent effort, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But the promise is that it transforms more than just your finances. It shapes your character, deepens your sense of purpose.
And leads to that fuller living, greater service, and deeper joy you mentioned at the start.
Exactly. Making wealth a tool for a much richer, more impactful life overall.
And Onunga puts it so well himself, doesn't he? He said something like, your wealth is not somewhere far away. It is here, now, within reach.
Waiting for you to believe, to act, to live in harmony with the principles of abundance. It's quite inspiring.
It really is. So for you, our listener, maybe a final thought to chew on. What single principle from everything we've discussed today resonates most strongly with you right now?
Good question.
And maybe more importantly, what's one small, specific, certain way action you could take today, like right after listening, to start aligning with it?
Just one small step.
Just one small step. We definitely encourage you to keep exploring these powerful ideas and consciously apply them in your own life. See what happens.